The Reel's an online archive of great advertising, pop promos, music videos, anything moving image. It's the sort of Ponzi way we say it is like moving image creativity. So it's basically anything advertising, viral related, content, which is what a lot of brands are creating nowadays. Anything that's like a mini film of any sort, we tend to showcase and feature. And the essential part of it is this archive that we're growing all the time, and we curate the best work for. And then on the side of that, we feature a number of interviews, a number of features based upon the people who create those types of content, why they created it. I never actually considered to work as a journalist. It was never really a plan of mine. I studied film at university alongside drama. When I first went to university, drama was the sort of forefront of my mind, and as soon as I finished university, it was then film. I then did what everyone does, which is get a job that isn't really related to my degree at all. But I went into a company called Extreme Information, and I was just a sort of tape jockey. I just ran around editing UMAT tapes and VHS tapes. And it just so happened that the guys there published the reel as well. I got friendly with the guys who worked on it, ended up doing a little bit of writing for it, and I kind of discovered that I could write through that because they found the stuff that I wrote amusing, I suppose. So that was mainly the thing that I could bring to the table. I do like to see an education. I don't necessarily have to look for a degree level education, but at least a commitment to education. It obviously helps, even if someone hasn't got a journalism background, to know that they've done a degree that had some sort of critical writing in it, because that process can be sort of applied. But the essential thing for me is a passion, really. If it's less the CV, but more the covering letter. If you write me a covering letter that expresses that you understand what I do, you understand what the role is going to entail, even if, not necessarily, I can see that it will be admin and I enjoy admin. That's no one enjoys admin. No one, I'm not going to believe that. But if you say I've visited your site a couple of times, and I know that you follow these sort of things. I've seen, this is my favourite short. Something that sort of shows that you've got an understanding of what we do, and also that you've got a passion for it. And that's what I look for. I find that if you sort of engage us in conversation more than straightforward answers, that's brilliant. The passion should be there. So you should. We always post questions like, "What's your favourite LED? What's your favourite short film?" Something like that. Or even what's your favourite director? If you could only write about one thing, all of that sort of stuff. And the people who stumble over that are the ones that they don't really work for us, because you can think about it, but we need to have an answer. If people sort of say, I don't know. Even if it's not something that is a groundbreaking ad. If we say, "What's your favourite ad?" and you're like, "I like the Iceland adverts." If you can explain why you love the Iceland adverts, fine. That's what we want. We want someone who can explain, defend their corner. That's a very difficult question, whether you need a degree to do journalism. If I got a covering letter, that blew me away, and it didn't have a degree in the CV, I would still be interested in talking to the person. However, I don't know. The places are so sought for. I mean, when we put up a job for an admin assistant, which, I mean, the girl who got it is now our senior researcher, and she's got a great job. But the entry level of it was, this is going to be uploading stuff to a website and filling in data tags. It's boring stuff. And we put it up for 24 hours, and we got over 250 applicants in that 24 hours. So I wouldn't say it's a blocker. It's certainly not a blocker, but you've got to impress with your cover letter if you don't have that impressive degree in there as well. But I'd say that for me, the cover letter is the killer. The CV I look at just to see whether you've had commitment. Essentially, practice, I'd say, is the most important thing. If you're interested in becoming a journalist or writing for any form, if you don't have a blog, start one. there's no harm in practicing. There's no harm in sort of getting the work down, getting the work out there, because for one, you're creating a portfolio of your work. You may not be proud of the earliest stuff that you do, but every single piece you do, you can then cherry pick the best parts and show those to other people. Especially if you want to go into online publishing or online journalism, understanding the process, understanding hits, understanding what keywords sort of draw people in, understanding analytics from the back of it. I mean, you don't have to be an expert in that to work in the field, but it sure as hell helps for if you're going to create a piece of work. If you go to an employer and you say, I write a blog and it gets X amount of hits, even if the hits aren't particularly massive, just the fact that you've got the knowledge of that and you understand how to draw people in is a benefit. Well, there's two aspects of my job I really enjoy. One, I love finding something new and showing it to people. That is brilliant. And in the past couple of years with Twitter and Facebook, that has become a real joy, because you can find an ad, speak to the person who made, or short film. Actually, it's mostly sort of short films and promos, because ads kind of get PR'd by the agencies. But short films and promos, you find this short film, it's incredible, it blew you away, it's got like 1,000 hits, 10,000 hits maybe. Contact the director, say, would you like to be featured on the site? We get it up on the site the next day, we tweet it, we Facebook it, and then there's all these responses going, have you seen this? Or even just like people sending to each other saying, this is incredible, check this out. I love that. That's the best part of my job. I also love the interviewing. I really, really like the fact that I can watch something and get an answer to the question that my brain asks every time I look at anything. And I can watch something that has got some incredible physical effect and go, how did they do that? How did you do that? And then I got my answer, and I can show that to other people as well. I love following the reaction. It's great. It's great when you start that domino rally and you see this thing flying around. Because Twitter, you can, on TweetDate, you can just follow URLs. And you see it gets fired around by these people. Have you seen this? Have you seen that? It's great.